Right. Let me see. Can I put this like here? Hey, hello, hi, and welcome to the SobeLife Skoolie channel. I'm Robert Sobe. This is my school bus, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today, and for all of you returning viewers, thank you so much for your continued support. So today, it's been a little bit. I've been taking some time off. I mean, I don't know how often I've said that, but I feel like it's kind of a recurring theme. I definitely come back and forth here a lot. Like, spend some time away, some time back. But I'm here, and I've got a goal in mind, and the goal is plywood. We've dealt with plywood a little bit in the past, but today I want to get rid of. You can see it all over here. All of this plywood. I need to use it somehow. So we're going to ply off the kitchen counter. Where the kitchen counter will go, there's no reason to put this nice wall paneling behind the kitchen counter when you won't even see it. So we're just going to put plywood there, kind of establish where the counters will live. And but before we can do that, we have to like solidify the hot and cold water lines that are running out of the wall. I have to put this plate on. I'll show you guys all that. Just something to keep the hot water and cold water pipes from moving around. I've also got to move one outlet. Ever since I made a revision to my floor plan, I've been wanting to move one of the kitchen outlets to a different wall since the wall is bigger. So we're going to move the outlet. We're going to mount the hot and cold water to the wall. We're going to ply it all off, and yeah, that's the plan for this video. I just want to say my ultimate goal here for the next month. My ultimate goal is to clean up as much of this lumber that I have back here as I can, and like get the bus to a point where I can move it. Because at this point, it's just there's just so much stuff in here, and it's not secure, it's not mounted to anything, and I don't think I can trust myself to drive with, you know, just loose pieces of plywood and lumber and stuff that just can move around a lot when I hit the brakes. And I want to get the bus, I want to start bringing the bus home so I can start building out cabinets and doing some welding work and cutting some metal. I don't think I should be doing that kind of stuff here in the lot with other vehicles around. Because I don't want to damage anyone else's stuff because of what I'm doing. So I need to get to a point where I can drive the bus home, just so I can. The real reason I want to drive the bus home is, for one, I want to build cabinets in my garage, and I could build the cabinets here, but I don't have a table saw here, and there's just so much more space to work with at the garage at the house. Two, there is a job I need to do involving propane. And that job is cutting a cabinet out in the side of the bus and this side of the bus for the propane, and building some sort of cabinet, which might entail welding, it definitely going to entail cutting, grinding metal, sparks flying, and I really just don't want to do that with, you know, RVs next door to me. I don't want to mess up their paint jobs or anything like that. So yeah, that's the ultimate goal for the month. Hopefully I can get it to that point. I'd like to just drive the bus again. It's been a while since it's moved. So yeah, let's get to it. I'll show you guys what's going on. All right, so this is where the kitchen is going to be. And you can see there's a lot of stuff in the way. So I think my main goal is to clear this out somehow so I can get to the kitchen and so I can show you guys what's behind there that I've built. So I'm gonna have to move these sawhorses. I'm gonna have to decide what I'm doing with some of this ply and some of this just like spare scrap wood. A lot of it's probably gonna go in the back, but I'm just gonna get this stuff moved and get the kitchen exposed. Alright, well, now that I've got this all cleaned up, I just sat down here and kind of brainstormed what's going on, because these water lines need to get secured somehow. And I'll show you what my plan was and why I'm going to have to make some modifications to the wall here. Okay, so these are my water lines. Got hot and cold coming in. And back here, there's some T's that will send water up to the shower, which will be on this side of the wall. Now, all I want is for these water lines to sit in such a way that they aren't moving around, right? I just don't want them to be wiggling and all like this, right? You know, I'm gonna hit bumps and cause cracks in the pecs. So what they sell is this bracket. I'm sure I could find other brackets, but this is the bracket I found. And you'd mount it here, and it comes with these little parts here. And what you do, you have your bracket on the wall. You take this purple part, put it on here. Oh, and it pops in. Then you put this piece on, but don't go all the way. You just let it pop through. You don't twist it. Then it's on the wall, and you send your PEX through it. Okay, so the PEX is through it. Then you take this piece and you tighten. And that holds the PEX tight. It's not going anywhere. So my problem with that is, you can see here, there's not enough room in here. Even if I loosen it, it's all the way flush. That wouldn't even be possible. It fits, but there's no room. So if I were to try and send this through here, you can already see the elbow is in the way. So I need like another 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is build this out just the 2 inches that I need to mount these to a bracket so it doesn't move. Now, I know, you know, it's like, oh, I'm losing storage space. You know, like, this is all good space I could use under the bus or under the sink, but it is what it is. You know, I have to do what I have to do. So honestly, I don't think I'll be using the space under the sink that much anyways. So now the next question is, do I build it here? Or, and this is what I've been thinking about doing, I could send the PEX down to here and build it down here. And that would be a little nicer of a spot for the water to come out, because the sink is really deep. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to send the PEX down through this stud, and after that, we'll build this frame. I'll insulate the rest of this, and we'll install this. Then we can get to the plywood.
Damn it. Whoa.
It's been a long while, trapped in time. I keep trying to find myself inside myself.
But the world around me doesn't stop. Hit the clock, I need to bring my brain into the shop. 'Cause I'll drop everything just to know that I'm doing the right thing. The right thing.
Okay, I stopped filming some of this, but I insulated this strip here with spray foam, and I installed these stud extensions here and got this installed, and that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, all of this spray foam is still wet and needs like a whole day before I can shave it off and put the plywood here, which is fine because it's a beautiful day and I'd like to go take advantage of that. So I'll be back here tomorrow. We'll cut the ply around this and start making more progress. Okay, we're back here on another day, and I'm going to go ahead and shave all of this spray foam off. It's particularly thick over here. And then I can cut the plywood that's going to go and cover all of this over to about here. I have to measure all that out, but yeah, we're gonna get plywood here. One thing I do want to do is, and this might be something that I do later, is this metal part is attached to the body, which needs some sort of insulation barrier, because when it gets cold outside, this metal is going to be as cold on the inside as it is on the outside, and my water lines run right next to it. So I'd like to, I don't know, get some sort of like adhesive, like insulation tape or something to cover this up. We'll see. But for now, I'm just going to get the plywood cut. I'll kind of dry fit it, and then I'll go to Home Depot or Lowe's and see if I can find something that will insulate this without causing too much, you know, like I have about a half an inch, about a finger's width of space there for insulation, so I can't really stuff a giant chunk of this stuff in there. Alright, I'm gonna get to it.
The right thing. But the right thing isn't always obvious, and my conscience is blocked by these words, by these thoughts.
So here's something funny. I don't like buying clothes, and I try and keep my clothes for as long as I can, and I've had this shirt for years, and it's falling apart.
What are you doing acting so depressed? You need to obsess over all your success, even if it's small, even if you're down. There's no one around you to do it for you, so you gotta do it yourself. No one around you to do it for you. And quit feeling sorry for yourself. You know there's no one else to take care of you. You know the only one who'll be fair to you is you. Tie your damn shoe and untie.
Oh man. Oh well. There we go. Alright, so this will give you an idea as to where the kitchen counter will end. I wanted it to end right here. So the bar space will be here. I plan to put a couple bar stools, or just have the countertop extend but be shallower than the counter across all the way here, so we have a place to sit and eat and we can look out the window. But yeah, so I got that. Now Becky brought me a new shirt so I can go to the Lowe's without looking ridiculous and buy some foam tape so I can insulate this metal bar here, and then I'll install this permanently and we'll get to something else. Alright, so we're back here, and I just picked up this weather stripping. It's like a expanding foam tape. So I'm going to install that on this rib. It's kind of the best thing I could come up with to just cover the rib so it's not making contact with this guy or this guy. And they do sell pipe insulation, like tubing. And if I do have a problem with this freezing, I could go get some of that. But I'm just going to try this out, and hopefully it doesn't cause any problems. Oh, what the heck? All right. I just rode the bike here, and I'm trying to get back in shape here. I'm sure some of you have noticed I put on some weight, and I'm not feeling good about myself. So I'm gonna try and ride my bike to the bus whenever I can, if I don't need the car for some reason. And today I don't. So today we're going to move this outlet to this wall. And I have just enough cable, I think. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, it's we'll just get this moved, and then I'll determine if I'm going to do anything else.
Sorry for yourself. You know there's no one else to take care of you. You know that only one who will be fair to you is you. So tie your damn shoe and untie the negative knot in the string of your life. Untie your damn shoe. Now tie it back up. Yeah. Negative knot.
I ended up putting a junction box here. Got that run across. And the outlet was going to go here, but I had a couple of problems. One of them was that the wood split. The other one is that the screws that are holding this stud in protrude too far, and I ended up drilling through one right here, one of the screws, and I didn't want to risk it, so we ran the cable down there instead. And yeah, that's where the new outlet's going to live. And got it all wired up, so next step is to clear off the sawdust and turn it on and make sure it works. Well, no sparks. Let's see if the GoPro charger on this breaker is charging, and it appears to be. Awesome. Now let me test it with the multimeter. If you've watched anything on YouTube in regards to electrical, you probably watched Electro Boom. And Medi on Electro Boom is a great example of how he shows a lot of example of how dangerous this can be. So do yourself a favor and don't do this unless you have any idea what you're doing. But I've got my multimeter set to, this is AC voltage measuring up to 200 volts. I should be getting about 120. Let's see if I can set this in view of the camera here. And we will put hot to hot and black to neutral. And we are getting 120. Now let's test it on the ground. We're getting a very small amount of voltage on ground. That's interesting. What about neutral to ground? Very interesting. Hey everyone, today is day 2 of riding my bike to the bus. Feeling a little better about it. I did take yesterday off. I just went on a nice hike, and the day before that was day 1 of riding my bike here. So, been a pretty active week so far, and we're gonna tackle one more plywood panel in the kitchen, and then I think that'll be it for this video. Initially, I was gonna end the video at just this one wall panel, but I realized I didn't really do much. And I've been taking some time off. I've been kind of going back and forth between doing bus work and taking care of myself and generating some income on the side. So I just wanted to do a little bit more before I publish this video on YouTube. So we're gonna tackle putting a wall panel here. This is the panel I did, and we're gonna put one here on this wall to finish where the cabinet, or where the kitchen counter will go. So let's get to it. Something that kind of scared me, but it turns out I had nothing to be afraid of, was so you know, I was drilling these holes, there's sawdust everywhere. You can still see I'm gonna have to clean up in here too. So there's sawdust everywhere, and I just did some electrical work, and then I flip on the breaker or the inverter to turn this on and test it. And it works. I'm like, cool. So I'm just sitting there. I've got the door open, and I start smelling burning wood. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like thinking like, oh, is some of this sawdust igniting? Is something shorting out? Like, it smells literally like burning wood. And it turns out, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I had heard sirens, and right down that way, past the fence for the storage lot, there was a fire. A business was on fire. And so as I was leaving that day, I saw like the 3 fire trucks, and they had the whole road blocked off, and realized, oh, it's not me that's on fire, it's someone else. So lucky me. But yeah, we're gonna put this in today and do some cleaning. So I drew this up and compensated for this notch that I was going to have to cut out. And when measuring, I always draw on the face that you're not going to see, so I was drawing on the back side, and I just forgot that I was drawing on the back side. And so the notch I drew was meant for this. So it would have worked, and I guess it doesn't really matter. It would have worked like that originally, but I wanted the pretty side of the plywood facing out. So this is my solution, was to just keep it and cut more. Again, the kitchen counter is going to live here, so if it's not super pretty, it doesn't matter, because it's going to get covered up. You'll never see it. So I'll go ahead and install this piece, then I'll cut this last panel, install that, and then it'll be done. Alright, that's all I've got for this episode. If you are still watching, thank you so much for your support. Be sure to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more of this, and make sure to tune in next time. I've decided, I will be moving my gray water tank, one of two. I've got a gray water tank sitting right below me where my sink is, and I've decided to move it to the back of the bus. So we'll be moving that, plumbing the PVC all the way down the underbody of the bus, and making room for the propane tank, which will live under me instead. So again, thank you so much for your support. Subscribe, like, all of that. Share this video with your friends if you think they'll like it, and have a wonderful, blessed week. Thank you so much.